Hello everybody, how are we? My name is Unicorn Pondu. Welcome back to another video. I actually uploaded some sort of content. Will it be bad? Probably. But anyways, she is cooking in someone else's kitchen and she is making Uzi. O-U-Z-I. I am very sorry if I mispronounced that, but that is what she is making. A quote-unquote meat and rice dish. So, yeah. So with that said, let's see what Chantal has to say today, shall we?
Hello, foodie beauties. Alright guys, to start this recipe of Syrian Uzi, you can make it with chicken or meat. We are making it today with ground lamb. So we're going to take 1 kg of ground lamb and we're going to put it in a big cooking pot. And we're going to cover that with some water, after washing our hands of course. So just the meat and just the water. The spices are going to come after.
I know I have her sped up, but this is already awkward. And also, who is this? Who is, oh my gosh, so today, what we're going to be making today is like, okay, Rachel Ray, calm down. And also, the placenta abaya, she brought it with her. Out of all the things to keep, and you keep that one, really?
So, because we're going to drain it, so yes, we're going to light the gas stove, and we're going to let that cook until it is fully cooked. Put the lid on and let it go. Alright, now we are going to take some basmati rice, and we are going to fill a bowl. This is how we are measuring things. So I apologize, in this cooking video, we don't really have measurements that you could probably go by, but the general rule of thumb when making rice is 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice.
My question is, how much KFG did he promise her if she actually put something decent on her channel? Because I'm like, the lighting, the editing is actually decent. The voiceover, actual decent content. Are we okay? What are we doing?
But it's important to wash and soak your rice as well. So we are going to let this rice soak for a little while, at least half hour to 45 minutes or so.
Whose recipe is she following? Because have you guys ever been known Chantal to wait half an hour for rice? No. I'm also guilty of this, but like, okay.
Now I'm grabbing a bag of frozen fresh peas from the freezer, and we're going to put some hot water on those, let it defrost very quickly, and just give them a little rinse. And then after I fill this bowl with water and rinse the peas, I'm going to drain them and just wash them off. If you see any little bits of peas that have kind of gotten bad, just pick them out, but I didn't see pretty much any of those in my case. So yeah, now we're going to add them to another big cooking pot. And we are also going to be filling this pot with water, and we're just going to let those peas cook for a little while as well. And how you'll know they're done is, if they're tender, so you have to kind of...
Okay, so apparently we're stupid and we don't know what peas are. Oh, I was wondering about that. No wonder all of my recipes turned out wrong. I thought it was whenever you mix them together and they all turn to mush, that's when they were done. Girl, what are you talking about? Come on.
Try a bite of them, but you should be tasting your cooking as you're cooking anyway. That's a very important rule. So we're just going to come.
That statement, I feel like there's a really big terms and conditions apply to that statement.
Add this to the burner. Of course, I had help with filming and a few other things from my friend Noor here. So we're going to put that.
That is her real name because, it's Chantal. I don't want to hear a single thing about the people of the internet knowing her name whenever you're the one that told us. So
on high, medium high, put the lid on. Now we're going to grab some cucumbers. Grabbed about maybe 8 cucumbers or so, little ones, maybe 10. I don't know. Wash them individually. Make sure there's no dirt or anything bad or gross on them. Give them a good rinse.
She's really putting on her brave Rachel Ray face and being like, yeah, let's wash the vegetables. Do you think Chantal would do that if she was alone? No. She'd be like, okay, I put some water on them. Good enough anyways.
And we're going to be making a kind of tzatziki, like a cucumber yogurt. It's very popular here to eat with rice dishes. So here we are. I have help from Noor because there's, it's quite a little task just dicing them up very, very small. So you want the cucumber to be very, very, very small. And here we are just dicing those up for the yogurt. All right, and the peas are done. I did try one off camera, so we're just going to drain the peas. We are also draining the broth from the ground lamb, the ground meat. And that broth is going to get used actually to cook inside of the rice to give it a lot of flavor. So here's the broth back in a pot, separated from the meat, and we're going to add 4 Maggi cubes, which is like a chicken bouillon. So I'm going to add 4 of those Maggis to the broth pot.
Almost said, well, that's a lot of sodium, but then you have to take into account how much rice they made. And that was uncooked.
Now I'm adding 2 small spoons of actual salt.
Girl, what in the literal mother of sodium are you doing? That has salt in it already.
some curry, and I'm being generous with the curry powder because I really love it and it gets used a lot here in recipes. So we're going to add a little bit of ginger. Ginger is strong, so not too much. And this is ground coriander, and we have some cinnamon. And cinnamon is also strong, but and here we have some capsa spice, which is like a spice mix. I put it up on screen on my last video, I believe.
If she's getting told a recipe, or she's doing the thing that I do, which I call amber blending my seasonings, where I'm like, that works, that kind of works, maybe that, and that too, and that other thing, and okay, great, it's seasoned. Might not be super greatly seasoned, but it's seasoned.
And we are going to add 2 big spoons, cooking spoons, of oil to the broth, because that's going to get cooked in the rice. So we just add a bit of oil to that. And now we are going to drain the rice, which has been soaking, and then we're going to add it to the broth. Now adding the peas to the meat mixture. We're going to add pretty much the same spices to the meat and peas as we did to the rice. However, in addition to those spices, we are going to add 3 tablespoons of ghee to the meat and peas. And again, ghee is just clarified butter, basically. And then after that's all added in, we are just going to basically be stirring our life away. Well, we got to light the gas again, of course, and then we have to cook everything together. The spices, the meat, the peas, and the ghee. So just going to let that all fry together. And basically let that cook for a little bit. Make sure everything gets incorporated well. And the rice is boiling, so we're going to just add the lid to that and try the meat and peas. Again, taste your food. It is properly seasoned. It is delicious. Now Noor is going to peel the garlic for the cucumber. I guess we would refer to as tzatziki, but she's adding some garlic cloves and a spoon of salt. And then my job will be to pound out the garlic into like a very, like a paste, basically. And I want you to watch how long this takes for me to do.
Yep, I don't know what's so shocking about that. If you take a solid and you have to break it down into like a liquidy paste, that's usually what happens. I forgot to mention, I love this like little salt thing. I love it so much.
So after arm day workout, we are going to light this pan of oil because we are going to garnish the uzi with some cashews and some raisins. So what you do is you fry them. And the raisins, we're using, looks like golden raisins here.
Are you not sure? You were there.
You want to fry them until they change color and basically float to the top. So they're starting to do that here. The process takes about 3 to 4 minutes or so. And then you want to move on to the cashews and basically just do the same thing with the cashews. And can you tell when Salah is filming me because he's so tall that he can get like almost an aerial view of what I'm doing?
One video where we didn't have to mention him or acknowledge him or realize he existed, but we were almost done. Can you tell when Salah... Yes, we can, unfortunately. At least by American standards, that's pretty average. Like, that's not super tall. It might be on the taller side. I think the average is 5'9", but that's not, like, super amazing tall or anything.
And here Noor is cutting up some veggies to garnish the dish with. And she's going to be cutting up some slices of green pepper, which I love a lot. And as you can see on the bottom right, we have some limes. So she's also going to cut up some lime, and she's going to cut up some cucumber and some tomato.
I'm really jealous how easily and just flawless she makes just cutting up all that stuff. I would slice my finger off if I even attempted to do that. No.
All right, and now what we're going to do is add the yogurt to the bowl. We're going to mix everything together to make the yogurt sauce, yogurt cucumber sauce. And this is like, these are tubs of fresh yogurt we just got today at the store. Like this is fresh from today. So, and then we add.
Excuse me, it's not fresh, it's fresh. It's so fresh. Where's your fresh yogurt? Where's your man? Where's your man with your yogurt? Where's your kitchen? Where's your peas?
The garlic as well, the garlic that took so long to pound out.
Where's your garlic?
And then we're going to add 2 spoons of salt here and some mint. So this is dry mint, and it just really, really adds a really nice, refreshing flavor to the mixture. We ended up adding, after tasting, we ended up adding 1 more little spoon of salt and 1 more spoon of mint. So yeah, just be aware of that. We're going to give that a good mix, and then what we're going to do is just put them in these little bowls, these little dishes here, so that everyone can have their own little dish of yogurt sauce to go with the uzi. This was very delicious. I love this. I could probably eat this every day. It's just, it's a really, really good sauce. So here's all the dishes ready to go out. And here I am helping Nor. She's, guess we're helping each other, but we're pouring the rice out on this big serving dish because we all eat on one big dish. But we do have little plates on the side as well. So you kind of just take from the big dish and put on your plate.
Yeah, I don't know what else you thought that we were expecting.
Just like that. So I'm going to spread all the rice out. And this is also for just like a really nice presentation as well. So then also we're going to now add the meat and peas on the rice. So I'm going to spread all of that out onto the rice, make sure I get all the edges. I didn't know if 1 kg of meat was going to be enough, but it turned out to be way more than enough. There was so much leftover food. So I'm just continuing to add the meat and peas here. Everything smells great, and everyone was so hungry by this point. And it actually wasn't too bad. It was pretty easy. I didn't think it would be, you know.
I don't know why, but the dish hanging off just by even that much is giving me anxiety. I don't know why.
So easy to make, but it was pretty simple. Now we're adding, just going to sprinkle the raisins basically all over the dish as well. And yeah, so just give them good sprinkle all over. Don't miss any spots.
It was going kind of halfway decent maybe, but then you had to over-explain yourself, girlie. Just show yourself making the dish and be done. I think we can put 2 and 2 together about what you're doing. Come on.
Make sure everyone gets some, and then we're going to do pretty much the exact same thing with the cashews. And those cashews were freaking hot, I'm telling you. I think I burnt my fingers, but oh well. It tasted good. And now we're going to add the garnish. So Nora's basically just going to help direct me basically where to place them because I don't know. But anyway, yeah, the garnishes. Doesn't that look nice and tasty? Oh my goodness.
It looks good, but could you not like put 2 and 2 together that you probably have to put everything spaced evenly? Like, girl, it's not that hard. Why do you need to be directed to do that?
Here we are. Oozy. And here I am tasting the final result for you guys. Give you a beauty bite. And of course, it was so good. That lamb broth, I don't even like lamb, but cooked this way, it tastes so good. And honestly, the lamb broth in the rice was so good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she didn't like it. How can I tell? Her facial expressions.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye.
Alrighty, there's whatever that was. I mean, it could have been better. It could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. At least it was halfway decent. How's that? Halfway decent on a good day. So, with that said, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.